Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Nama of the DC Camp, Ranch of Great Millstone, back for another video. But first and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. And of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who deserve double honors and who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways. All right, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. All right. So here we have a short video. Those officers, corrections officers up in New York that, well, let's just call it what it is. As the title here says, they murdered that man, that Jake Robert Brooks. All right. So this is from the site Introvert Rockstar. He, from time to time, I like to go to his site because he and what's the other one? It'll come to me, but they keep track of all the Jakes that are being like lynched. You know, they do a good job with keeping track of that, because this one in particular is a truck driver, you know, over the road truck driver. So he likes to warn Jake about, you know, going particular places. It's almost, for those Jake that are not paying attention, it's almost getting to the point where, like back in the day, we had to get the green book, all right, to know where to go and where not to go. But that's another video. We're going to go ahead and get into this video and just remember scripture off the top, Job 4:7, you know, who dies being innocent. And, you know, ultimately this was this Jake's judgment, but like, damn. It took this long. It was on video. So what do you have to investigate? But that's the way these pieces of shit like to play these games. Here we go. First and foremost, let me get it at the beginning. All right. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use, because I have no intention of profiting from this. I'm just using this as a teaching instrument only. All right, so here we go.
And look, I told y'all in multiple videos since December that the ancestors will not let these officers live in peace. And see, a lot of people don't understand. When you unalive somebody, you mess up the universe. You took a soul. Those officers took a soul. Their life will never be the same. And me personally, I feel...
Despite this ancestor bullshit, you know, we are Israelites. All right, so all this other crap. Again, I use sites like this, but, you know, hey, you got to pick the, you know, rocks out, and, you know, the meat from the bones, that kind of thing.
I always say this: if I can't sleep because you unalive my kid, you can't sleep either. You can't live in peace either. Because look what they did to this man's father. Check this out.
In the beginning, when I looked at it, all I saw was my son. And sometime today, when I close my eyes, what I see is my son in a body bag. And then there are times when I see my son in a closed coffin because of the way that they beat him. But over the last few weeks, I've started to see in the last few weeks have become a different kind of fight for me.
A fight to make meaningful, lasting change.
Not just in prison, but in our community, in our daily lives. Let's be a village. Let's work with one another. Let's embrace one another, encourage one another, build each other up, build something up instead of tearing something down.
For the last decade,
Well, little does he know it, but he actually touched on something there, and that's, it goes back to why these things are happening to us. We broke the law, statutes, commandments. That was a covenant, and that was between us and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's why these things are happening. All right. So all that come together as no, that ain't working. Cause see, we have to get back to the root. All right. This is the time for repentance. Getting back in that void. All right. And it's only going to be a few. This isn't a, despite what these churches tell you, this is not for everybody. This is not even for every Israelite. So that's where they got it wrong. That's why they, these churches, they don't teach you the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem, as a matter of fact. Because our people are following the ways of this caveman that's ruling over us. This is a reflection, this world that we're in is a reflection of his fucked up spirit, his twisted soul. All right, this is indeed hell for us.
last decade, Robert Ricks is running a nonprofit in the city of Rochester that serves at-risk kids and teens. He hopes to impact them before they become involved with the criminal justice system, but that's not always the reality.
And so what I want to do is help to put in place something that is going to assure the fact that they can go there, they can be better when they come home, and they come home and not in a body bag like my son did. So that's my fight. That's my charge.
As for the justice he's looking for his son,
the ones who were actively participating in beating my son to death, that they should get the same amount of time that I would get if you caught me on tape beating somebody to death.
And see, me, I say it wrong. On this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable. Because the world has no problem holding black men accountable. They have no problem holding black women accountable when we break the law. So I need them to keep that same energy. That man said when he closed his eyes, he sees his son in the casket. Man, let's get to this article before I get pissed off. The article is by Syracuse.com. It was published February the 17th, 2025 at 1:33 p.m. Arraignments of state prison employees and the death of Robert Brooks postponed to Thursday, that's tomorrow. The arraignments of at least 9 prison employees to be charged in the death of inmate Robert Brooks have been postponed to Thursday afternoon. The Onondaga County District Attorney's Office announced Monday that there will be a noteworthy development into the investigation of the death of Brooks, according to a news release from the DA's office. The development in the case to be announced Thursday at 2 p.m. before Oneida County Court Judge Barrier in his courtroom in Utica, New York. Also, now we postponing court dates to gather up more lies. But if I was to unalive someone, do you think they would postpone my court date to give me more time to get my lies together? Nope. To get me more time to get my information together? No, ain't no postponing anything. I'm going to jail if I commit a crime. So we need y'all to keep that same energy. And you telling me out of 18 employees, the ones that did it, the ones that beat him, the ones that watched, and the ones that helped, out of 18 employees, you telling me only 9 being charged? And they said tomorrow at 2 p.m. So I need y'all to mark y'all calendars, mark y'all reminders, and be ready to watch this. You probably can watch it on YouTube. I'll try to find it and put the link in the description. But I need y'all to stay on this case the same way I am, because something seems fishy. District Attorney William Fitzpatrick, who was assigned to prosecute the case, declined to comment further. And Mr. DA, we're going to see if you have something to say tomorrow, since you declined to even speak about this. And see, you gotta watch these people with all this stuff going on in the world. They like to hide this information in articles because they think we're not going to read it. They think Mr. Robert Brooks had nobody that cared about him. But nah, that's a lie because we care. We probably never met him. We probably ain't know him, but we care. So that's why I'm never going to stop bringing these officers up. I'm never going to stop exposing their faces. And this is the reason I will never stop exposing these officers. On December 9th, 2024, multiple correction officers repeatedly punched and kicked Brooks in the groin, abdomen, and face in the infirmary at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. He died hours later at a Utica hospital. Brooks' death was ruled a homicide by the Onondaga County Medical Examiner's Office. According to a family lawyer, Elizabeth Mazur, his cause of death was compression of the neck, multiple blunt impact injuries. And look, I'm going to keep it all the way 100. Y'all lucky nobody, you officers are lucky nobody in that family crashed out. Because that man had a broken nose, a broken neck, and his genitals were bleeding. And I'm going to be honest to you 18 employees that did this to Mr. Robert Brooks. Y'all deserve the death penalty. Live on TV, screaming on Netflix, screaming on Tubi. Y'all deserve that. And see, I'm going to keep it real. We have to stop fearing these cowards because they hide behind masks. They hide behind their badge. And I really can't wait till the day when prisoners stand together and
you know, you can keep wishing on that. You know, they say wishing upon a star. But we have a more sure thing. And this is Psalm 68 and 20. He that is our God, our power, is the God of salvation. And unto the Most High, the Lord, belong the issues from death. It's up to him. Like I said, I've got Job 4 and 7, you know. He's the one that decides that overall. All right. He also decides what's going to happen to our enemies and his enemies. All right. Let's see. Where else is I was going to go? Oh, yeah. You're expecting, and again, this is one of my favorites here when it comes to talking about this piece of shit. This is Psalms 43, verse 1. Judge me, O Most High, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation, a nation of Edom. All right. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, which he is, if you don't know by now. All right. But there's good news. There's good news. His world, as he knows it, is crumbling all around him. That's why he's in a desperate, desperation mode here to try to fix things, to show him back up. This is, especially here in America, this is his attempt to reassert himself. I'm the so-called white man. I'm the alpha male. That's what's going on now. In fact, he went so far as to say, I don't even want to recruit any Negroes for my armed forces. Yes, he said that shit. All right, well, okay. You know, they're calling for white men to be in charge. He's losing his grip. He knows it. We know it. We're trying to tell you, but a lot of you, Jake, it's a lot of videos that are coming out now prove with your rebellious asses. All right, you're only harming yourself because you're the one that's going to be left out there when all this shit goes to shit. And then you're going to be crying, what? Nobody tell me. Everybody tried. Well, there were people that tried to tell you. And mainly, it were people out there on the highways and byways, on the corners, that you call crazy, called lazy, and a few expletives and other things he said about us. You know, hey, you know, it is what it is. There's going to be a lot of I told you so's. Wait. You may not even get a chance to hear that, though. Back to the video.
And they fight against these cowards because they love to abuse their authority.
Yep.
They love to think they big and bad with that badge on. But you take that badge away from them, you take that gun away from them, they ain't doing nothing. They hiding in the house. And I can't wait to get their mug shots tomorrow. I can't wait till they have them on TV looking all sad. Because y'all decided to beat that man for 30 minutes straight. You beat him for 30 minutes. You deserve the death penalty. You don't deserve to sit in no prison. That's too good for you. You've been at home with your family. Y'all got to go home to your family since December the 10th. Like nothing ever happened. You celebrated Christmas. You celebrated New Year's. You celebrated all these holidays. Valentine's Day. And this man is dead. His family will never see him again. Several of the correctional officers are defendants in lawsuits alleging other cases of abuse against inmates, including one contending the Marcy prison has a beat-up squad. Fitzpatrick was appointed as a special prosecutor in the case after State Attorney General office recused itself. The office was representing some of the accused guards in other cases. Those same officers that unalived Mr. Robert Brooks, they are going through other cases because they was terrorizing the whole prison. And Attorney General Letitia James, she had to remove herself because her lawyers, the lawyers that are under her, that work for her, are representing the same cops that unalived Mr. Brooks. That make sense. And all of this could have been avoided if she would have been fired them. They've been beating on prisoners. And how ironic, the Attorney General is a black person. And I always tell you about these black people in political positions. They are nothing but puppets. That's it. The only time they can flex, the only time they can show their power is against their own people. That's it. When they want to come arrest us, that's when they flex and they show their power. They get up on that podium and they just act like they got control. They have no control. They are controlled by the racist Caucasians. The racist Caucasians own their soul. Letitia James don't even own her soul. Look at her eyes. She's soulless. She don't care about her people. So my word of advice is never trust these politicians. They are here to steal, collect bribes, and gain wealth while they are in office. That's it. That's their job. They don't care about anything else. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. To those 9 officers tomorrow that's being charged, don't worry, you might beat those charges, but you can't hide from the ancestors. You have to pay your debt.
All the ancestors. You can't hide from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. All right, let's get that straight. And there's something else even that they can do if they don't meet the standards of, what they're seeking here. They can sue them civilly, individually, whatever have you. Where, civil suit is different from, you can prosecute them civilly. You don't have to meet that standard, reasonable doubt and all that shit.
All of you, all 18 of you. So welcome to hell. I'm out.
So yeah,
as I told you,
I understand his, anger and all that, but at the same time, that's why I started off with Job 4:7. In fact, I don't want to butcher it. Simply put, it says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent." That's the question that's put forth. Because no one died being innocent. All right? Or where were the righteous cut off? All right? 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So you don't get away. All right? You don't. But that's not the ancestors telling you this. I mean, well, that's not, in a sense, you can say that here as far as the, the prophets and all our ancestors, but no, he's talking about something else in another context. No, you know, these are the Holy Scriptures, and they've been right. You know, these prophecies, like we try to tell you, they're batting 1,000. All right. So that's going to be it for this. Pretty cut and dry. It's an open case. We'll see how far this goes. And like he said, he pointed out, Letitia James, I mean, she got her problems, and deservingly so, with this new administration from that shit that she pulled at the behest. I mean, they set these Jacobs sweet. It's beautiful to see. Because these people of our so-called community, that's what they do. They don't give a fuck about their own people. They're out there for personal gain and fame. All right. But yeah, you can look at her, like he said, she's just soulless, you know. But in any case, I hope whoever views this video is, of course, edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. Filter everything through the scriptures. And hey, until the next video, hey, shalom.